Hello guys and welcome to my channel. In this video we'll figure out the commonly confusing words in English language. Confusing words are usually pronouncing the same, but in terms of writing it is different. So if you're interested in, please bear with me and watch this video up to the end. Let's get started. The first one is device and device. Device is a noun referring to a tool, a small machine, or an instrument that has been invented for a particular purposes. For example, this device is more convenient than that.
What kind of device could bring down the wall?
But devise is a verb that means to invent or plan, the process of making something. For example, I prefer to use this app. It allows me to devise my own music playlist.
I'll devise brave punishments for him.
The next one, worm and worm. First, the pronunciation of these two words are really important. For worm, just pronounce were and add m at the end of it, like worm, worm. And for worm, pronounce were and add m at the end of it, worm, worm. Now, what's the difference? Worm is a small animal with a long body without arms and legs. I often see worms in the garden.
Is that a worm?
And worm means uncomfortable and freezing day with low temperature. I put my hands in my pockets to keep them warm.
To keep his head warm.
The next one, fair and fair. Fair means something is not good or equal. I think it was not fair to fire him.
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say.
But fare is the money that you pay for a journey that you make. For example, in a bus, in a train. He could barely afford the railway fare.
A dog in the streets would fare better with you.
Next one, permit and permission. Permit refers to an official document that allows you to do something or to go somewhere. For example, you need to have a permit in order to drive the car.
Why? I have my permit.
But permission refers to someone who is allowed to do something. Could I have your permission to leave work early today?
And I'm way past asking permission.
Next one, practice and practice. If you are using American English, you can use practice with C and practice with S. Both of them it's noun, but in Australian and British English, practice is the verb. Practice is a noun that involves doing something regularly in order to improve your abilities. For example, your English will get better and better with practice.
Maybe you could practice in front of a mirror or something.
Next one, principle and principle. Principle is the fundamental of something or a regulation. For example, if you want to talk about the principle of physics or the principle of geometry, it means you're trying to explain the base or the fundamental or the formula of that matter, or even your own principles in your life. For example, it's against my principles. It means you have your own rules and that is not what you want. The next meaning is something first, or the main case of something, like the principle of economics or the principle of mathematics. For example, in order to solve complicated math questions, you need to know the principle of mathematics.
It's the principle.
And principal with AO has different meaning, like the principal of a school, the head of a school, someone who runs their school's stuff.
I met the principal and all.
The next one, beside and besides. Beside and besides are a preposition, but it has a different meaning. Beside means next to or close to. Our school is beside the railway station, but besides means in addition. For example, besides their regular daytime job, or which language do you speak besides English?
Besides, I can't fly.
I'll teach you.
Next one, raise and rise. Raise means to lift or move something or someone upward. Raise your hand if you understand the lesson.
Raise your hand up.
But rise means to move upward or to increase. The prices will rise up by the end of the month.
Are you trying to get a rise out of me, Agent Kuyan?
Next one, possession and possession. Possession is the state of having, owning, or controlling of something. For example, he lost all of his possession in the war.
my most prized possession.
But position is a place where someone or something is located. I changed the position of the table.
So I imagine this is just a ceremonial position.
Next one, shore and shore. Shore is the land along the edge of a sea or a lake. Our house is on the shore of a lake.
You see these tracks down to the shore, man?
And sure means being completely confident that something is right or true. I'm sure I saw this movie years ago.
I'm sure I will.
Next one, staff and staff. Staff is the team of a company that works somewhere, or a personnel of a company. This company runs by 200 staffs.
I hear the staff are very good.
But staff is a thing or a material that takes some place. For example, leave your stuff in the room.
Some guys are carrying suitcases full of stuff.
Next one, site and site. Site is an area of a ground on which a building constructed. Or it's also a website that you can surf online. This site has no ads and is not being promoted with banners. Or we will construct a new building in this site.
It's the site of the old Astor Hotel. What the hell?
And sight means the ability to see something. He lost his sight as a baby.
Frodo has passed beyond my sight.
Next one, borrow and lend. Borrow means to take something from someone in order to turn it back. Consider you take some money or a car that belongs to someone else. He borrowed a car from his colleague.
Can I borrow that thing?
But lend means to give something to someone on the understanding of that it will be returned. For example, he asked me to lend him my car.
Lend me your hand.
Next one, breath and breathe. Breath is a noun. It's the air that goes in and out of your lungs. I could smell the whiskey on his breath.
Take a deep breath. Hold it.
But breathe is a verb. It means to exhale or inhale. Always breathe through your nose.
She can't breathe!
The next one, defense and defense. Defense and defense are both correct. The only difference between them is in spelling. In the United States, people spell it with S at the end, and in British, people spell it with C. Defense is standard in American English, and defense is found mainly in British English. He got the award of bravery after his defense against the enemy.
Courage is the best defense that you have now.
This was for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching the video up to end. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for my next video notification, and please motivate me with your likes and sharing my videos with your friends. Wish you the best.